So I had some questions from a student on numbers 9, 10, and 11 from Chapter 4 homework. These are actually numbered a little bit differently as you see up here, so I'm just assuming that this is starting with the first question available. If you just scroll over to how it lists out number 9, 10, 11, that's where it takes me. So if these are not the questions that people are having trouble with, let me know and I will try to explain some of the other ones. So, Kristen is employed by AAA Corporation. AAA provides medical, health, disability, and group term life coverage for its employees. Premiums that are attributable to Kristen were as follows. Okay, we'll just keep that down here. During the year, Kristen suffered a heart attack and subsequently died. Too bad for Kristen. Before her death, Kristen collected $16,000 as a reimbursement for medical expenses and $6,000 of disability income. Upon her death, Kristen's husband collected the $20,000 face value of the life insurance policy. What amount can AAA Corporation deduct for premiums attributable to Kristen? So we're just going to add up because they're able to deduct from the corporation side all of these premiums. So we have $4,200 plus $900, that's $5,100. That there, check answer, very good. Now, how much must Kristen include in income relative to these premiums paid? Well, as far as the premiums go, she doesn't actually have to include any of them. So that would just be a 0. Very good. Now, how much must Kristen include in income relative to the insurance benefits? Okay. So this is where she actually has to include some. She doesn't have to include any of the medical and health portion that she received, the reimbursements here, and she doesn't have to report any of the group term life benefits that were received. Well, she didn't collect those anyway, but this $6,000 of disability income, since she didn't pay those premiums, she's going to have to report that. Okay? So, moving on here. How much must Kristen's widower include in income? Well, the only thing Kristen's widower received was the life insurance policy, and because of the amount of that, and it was under the threshold, $0 of that will have to be included on her widower's income. Okay, so this is question 10. John is a beneficiary of a life insurance policy taken out by his father several years ago. John's father dies, and John has the option of receiving the $102,000 face value of the policy in cash or receiving annual payments of $1,400 per month for the rest of his life. John is now 65. John's father paid $35,000 in premiums over the years. A, how much must John include in gross income this year if he accepts the $102,000 face value amount? Well, that's $0 because that's excluded. Okay. Assume John elects to receive the annual payments. What is his life expectancy? Well, we need to look at the annuities here, and we find his age, 65, and that gives us a 20 multiple, which is basically his life expectancy. So it's going to be another 20 years. Okay. What is his annual exclusion? Well, to find that, we just have to find the face value, 102,000, divided by this multiple here of 20. So, I think it gives me a calculator, maybe? Oh well, I can do that one in my head, right? So, 102,000 divided by 20, that would give me 5,000, would get me to 100,000. So 5,100 should give me my annual exclusion. Okay. So how much does he report as income each year, assuming he elects the annual payments? Okay, so if I'm getting $1,400 per month, then how much is that annually? Well, 1,400 times 12 is 16,800. Okay, so we have 16,800 that he's receiving each year, and minus the annual exclusion. So 16,800 minus 5,100 leaves 11,700 if my math in my head is correct. And it is. Okay, question 11. On January 8, 2015, Roxanne left the United States for Germany, where she had accepted an appointment as Vice President of Foreign Operations. Her employer, USA Corp., told her the assignment would last about 2 years. Roxanne decided not to establish a permanent residence in Germany because her assignment was for only 2 years. Her salary for the year is $201,600. Roxanne incurred travel, transportation, and other related expenses totaling $3,000, none of which are reimbursed. Okay, what's her foreign earned income exclusion? Well, since her foreign earned income is that amount, she was there starting on January 8th. Since it doesn't say that she left, we're going to assume that she was there the rest of the year and does in fact qualify. So we are going to give her the full amount there. Very good. Okay, now how much may she deduct for travel and transportation? Well, basically to find that out, you need to figure out how much of these expenses are attributable to income that is not excludable. Okay, so you're basically going to find the ratio of her excludable income to her total income. So that would be 100,800. Let me pull up a calculator here. Okay, so we have 100,800 divided by 201,600. Okay, so that's exactly half. So 50% of her income is attributable to, or 50% of her income is excludable, so 50% of her expenses are attributable to that excluded income. So she's only allowed to deduct half of these travel, transportation, and other related expenses. So that would be 1,500. Okay, so there we go.